Welcome to Everyday English Tips. Today's story is called People Laughed at Her English, but She Surprised Everyone. This is the inspiring story of Sarah, a girl who struggled with English but never gave up. Sarah grew up in a small town where most people spoke only their native language. English was rare and difficult to learn. From an early age, Sarah was curious and loved school, but she struggled with English lessons. The words sounded strange to her ears, and she often mixed them up or forgot them. At school, her English teacher asked students to read aloud every day. Sarah was terrified because she knew she would make mistakes. Whenever she spoke English in class, some students would laugh. They would tease her accent and pronunciation. It hurt Sarah deeply, but she kept her feelings inside. She would often practice quietly at home, repeating English words and sentences in front of the mirror. She dreamed of speaking English fluently one day, even though That dream kept her going, even when the laughter seemed too much to bear. Sarah's challenges were many. At school, classmates whispered behind her back and laughed when she tried to speak English. "Why's her English so bad?" they would say. Sometimes Sarah wanted to hide or even skip class. But she remembered the promise she made to herself, to never give up on learning. At home, Sarah had no access to tutors or extra classes. Her family didn't speak English, so she couldn't practice with them. Instead, Sarah found ways to learn on her own. She watched English cartoons and TV shows with subtitles, repeating the lines again and again. She found old storybooks and read them slowly. Each day, she wrote new words in a small notebook she kept hidden under her bed. She knew it would take time, but she was determined. Sarah's secret practice became her strength. She stood in front of her mirror and practiced greetings, introductions, and common phrases. "Hello, my name is Sarah. I like to learn English. I will speak English fluently one day." Her voice was shaky at first, but each day it grew stronger. Sometimes she recorded herself on her phone, listening to correct her mistakes. Even when her brother teased her, Sarah smiled and kept going. She understood that learning a new language was not easy, and that mistakes were part of the journey. Her confidence began to grow little by little. After several months, Sarah's school announced a speech competition in English. The announcement made Sarah nervous and excited at the same time. Her heart raced when she thought about standing in front of her classmates and speaking English clearly. But she remembered her promise and decided to join. She spent days preparing her short speech, practicing every morning and evening. She asked her teacher for help with pronunciation and used her notebook to memorize new words. On the day of the contest, Sarah's hands trembled, but she walked to the stage bravely. She spoke slowly and clearly, making a few mistakes, but she finished without stopping. The applause was small but real, and Sarah felt proud for the first time. Encouraged by this small success, Sarah worked even harder. She discovered English podcasts and listened every day while doing chores. She read simple books and tried to write short paragraphs about her life and dreams. Online, she found friends who wanted to practice English too. Together, they shared stories, corrected mistakes, and motivated each other. Sarah learned that language is best learned by talking, making mistakes, and trying again. Her fear slowly disappeared, replaced by excitement and curiosity. One day, Sarah's English teacher told her about a big regional speech contest. "This is your chance to show how far you have come," her teacher said. Sarah felt a mix of excitement and fear. She knew the competition would be tough, with many students who spoke better English. But Sarah also knew this was her dream. She wrote a new speech titled "Why I Never Gave Up," sharing her journey of struggle, practice, and hope. She rehearsed for weeks, speaking in front of mirrors, family, and friends. Her voice grew stronger and more confident. The day of the regional contest arrived. Sarah stood backstage, heart pounding with nervous energy. She looked at the large crowd and took a deep breath. When it was her turn, she stepped onto the stage and smiled. "My name is Sarah," she began, "and once people laughed at my English, but I never stopped trying." She spoke clearly, with feeling and power. She shared her story, how she practiced alone, how she faced laughter, and how she believed in herself. The audience was silent, hanging on her every word. When Sarah finished, the room burst into applause. Her classmates who had once laughed were now standing and cheering. Sarah's heart soared with pride and joy. She had won the contest, but more than that, she had won respect. Her hard work, courage, and belief had paid off. Sarah showed everyone that with determination, even the biggest challenges can be overcome. Sarah's story did not end there. She began helping younger students who struggled with English. She created a YouTube channel where she shared tips, lessons, and her personal journey. Thousands of people followed her channel, inspired by her courage. Messages came pouring in. "You gave me hope. Your story inspired me to keep trying." Sarah replied to many, reminding them that mistakes are part of learning and that persistence is key. Sarah's journey teaches us all important lessons. Don't be afraid to speak, even if your English is not perfect. Don't stop because of mistakes or laughter. Believe in yourself and keep practicing every day. Success is not about being perfect, but about never quitting. If Sarah can turn her struggle into success, so can you. Thank you for listening to Everyday English Tips. Remember, your breakthrough is just one step away. Keep going and your voice will be heard.